Hello. Yeah, we are talking about change this evening. Now, change is to make the form and the nature or the course of life, to make it different. Change is to transform. Change is to convert. Change is to make a shift. Change is to alter something. Change is to modify. Now, we change has just happened to us. The whole world, we are experiencing change. We are seeing what we have not seen before. We woke up from sleep and discovered that there is COVID-19. Initially, we thought it was very far from us. That was what I thought, actually, until it got very close to us. It's change. It's happened change. We didn't see it coming. It's happened change. So those changes that happened to you, maybe coincidence, or by luck, or by chance, those ones you have no control over, it just happened to you. And as a result of those happened changes, you begin to react in certain ways. Like because of COVID-19 now, we wear our shield or face masks, and a lot of things we are doing now have changed. We work from home today. The churches and schools have been shut down. It's because of this change. This is reactive change. But the kind of change I'm discussing this evening is planned change. And it's this planned change that is the change that can change your life. Now that we have been visited with COVID-19, and it has completely altered our life, altered our religious system, everything we know is altered. So how do we plan to stay, to live, so that we'll still be relevant? Of course, I believe we know that they are saying by 2025, about 50% of the jobs we have today will be lost. They will not exist again, because now that organizations have learned or known that you can work from home, they won't have need of so many desks in the offices. They won't have need of so many office spaces. They're going to cut down, because everybody is learning to cut down. I just recently held a virtual conference, and we had international speakers from UK, from US, and all of that. And I just realized that we didn't have to pay. Usually, I know how much you pay for halls. You pay so much for halls. And this particular one, we didn't pay anything. And for me, it's a huge gain. And apart from that, we had access to international speakers, which ordinarily, before you bring them to Nigeria, you pay for their ticket, and you also lodge them. So by the time you calculate all of that, you now need to know how much the event will cost you before you go into it. And now we've discovered that we could actually organize such events at a cheaper rate. Now, what does it mean? What is the change bringing to hotel and tourism? It means that they are losing business. It means that halls, they're already losing businesses. So what are we doing? We now need to know change. So in your business, have you been able to reappraise your business? How has the COVID affected your business? What are you going to do differently? What are you going to do in a new way? These are the things we are discussing this evening. So change as an individual, change as your organization, change as a community. We are already having change within us. So that's what I'm saying. We have had happened change. We are reacting to this change, but the change I'm talking about this evening is planned change. Now, how do you go about that? Now, first of all, I'm going to talk about things that can hinder us from having our personal changes. At times, most of the time, one thing is you. You look at it very well. You plan to do something. I will do this thing today. I will do the other one. And then you said, okay, later, you keep pushing it. At the end of the day, you might even forget some of them, or even when you do it, probably won't do it well. It is you that has stopped you. So procrastination is one of the things that have been making us not to do what we want to do, and it's still you. Then another thing is excuses. Okay, I'm waiting for this. We need this money to be able to do this. Excuses. Another thing can be wanting it to be perfect. Like me, I like to present things very good. I want it to look good. I want it standard. All of that. But meanwhile, the things that will make it look like that, they are not all in place. Because of that, you keep postponing it, you keep shifting it, you keep hindering yourself from getting the required change. Now, why I'm saying all of these things, and when you look at all of them, you find out that it's still you. Another thing is too much expectation. They're expecting us to do this. That it's expected that we should do this, and because of that and what is being expected of you, you are probably you are not in position to do all of them or to put it together at that particular time. And before you know it, you're pushing it, and as you're pushing it, you're not doing it. Now, these things are delaying or hindering your personal change. Please, as you come in, just say something to me. No matter, you're welcome. As you come in, you can say something. Let me know that you're here. Then another thing is lack of consistency. Most of the time, we know the things we want to do, but then we're not consistent. We do it today, we don't do it tomorrow. And all of this, it keeps hindering us. It keeps affecting us. It keeps making us not to get the required change we want to. And there are so many other things. There are some little steps we need to take. There are the things that can also hinder us. Maybe you need to do this here, you need to do the other one, you need to do this. And because you have not done those things you need to do, you find out that it's also affecting or hindering your personal change. There are so many things that can hinder your personal change. Inconsistency, not being able to say you want to do something and you do that thing you want to do. So these are the little things that can hinder your personal change. Now, how do we create a change that is sustainable? What do you need to do to create that change? Let us remember that one thing you need to do is to raise the standard. Like one thing I told myself today, I didn't feel, I wasn't, for 2 days now, I wasn't feeling strong. But I told myself, no, for 2 weeks I have missed this because of my health and all of that. I said, no, I will do it. You raise the standard. You know what you want to do. You itemize your list. What is it that I want to do? Don't, because each step we take every day, in fact, they say that habit or success is that small disciplined step you take every day. Now, when you do it, you find out that you're already having change. By the time the change comes to you, by the time you realize that you already changed, it will be like, wow. But because it's that simple things you were doing every day, they are the things that are bringing change. Another thing, at times again, the mood you are. For some time, I was not feeling good again in my mood because I lost somebody. And then, what can you do to immediately change your state? One thing you can do to change your state is physical exercise. It can be very, very helpful. Ordinary jumping around, skipping the rope, even exercising, small things, swinging your arms. There are little things you can do that will really brighten your mood. I'm talking about your physical mood. But because if you are downcast, if you are moody, or you have mood swings, or you are not you have mood swings, the truth is that you won't be able to work. If you are the kind of people that do a lot of creative work, you find out that you can't even concentrate to do what you're doing. So you need your mood. You need to be in the high spirit. You need to be lively. You need to be alerted to be able to do the things you want to do. So one other thing you need to do to maintain that change, like when I say raise the standard, okay, itemize what you want to do, and then every day do it. Show up is very, very key. Showing up is important. Showing up, what it does is that it makes you in the eye of the people. They are seeing you. They know you. They know that you are there. They are watching you. Showing up means even when you think you're tired, even when you think, just show up. You will not know what you're doing. It goes a long way. It speaks volume. Now, because by the time it's put together, these are the things, when you bring it cumulatively, these are the things that form the big change that we're looking for. But they are the little things that we do to bring that big change. Then another thing is also speaking up. These days, people will even, by the time you speak up, that's what makes people to know your position. That's what makes people to know where you stand or where you belong or what you're saying. By the time you speak up, that's when people know what to come to you to do. When they come to you, they are bringing something to you. They know that, yes, because they have already known your position. And how do they know your position? Is when you constantly establish your position. When you constantly tell them this is what you want to do. Normally, they won't know you. But as you continue to speak up, that is when they know you. I remember what happened to me in some years back, and especially when I started this NGO, I was extremely shy. I wasn't always speaking up. So I entered into this conference. People were asking questions. I just felt there was no point. I was just by my corner, and you know what happened? By the end of that meeting, I didn't speak up. It was as if I didn't even come, and by the time I went to meet one of the speakers who I wanted to connect with, he was even reluctant to reach out to me because maybe in his mind, who is this one? So that taught me a lesson. I said, I will never go to a program again without speaking up. So when I had opportunity of going to another event, I went early, I sat in front, I listened to all the discussion, and I had my questions written out, and I asked my questions. And do you know what happened? That alone attracted sponsors for me. For that event, I had two sponsors. Two people I connected with. In the next event I was going to do, they sponsored my program. So that's what speaking, that taught me a huge lesson. And I told myself I can never be in a thing and not speak out. I can never be in a thing and just pass as if we're coming Nicodemously and go home Nicodemously. No. So it's important to speak up if you really desire change. Wherever you are, in your office, place of work, in your because at times some people will just feel comfortable. Let them go for us. Let them do it for us. Let them. And the day something will come up, the day there will be something to give, the day there will be something to call, it is that person that continuously has spoken up that will be called out, and you that have been behind, you still be there. So these are the things that can help you. Then show that's a bigger vision, because again, you have to carry people along, especially in the kind of work we do. At times they will ask you, what are you doing? What are you getting? Blah, blah, blah. They don't understand that by showing other people the way, you are also getting the way. There are a lot of things you do along the way. You learn along the way because you have shown the other person, because you're leading the other person. You find out that you're getting it for yourself. So by being a bigger, seeing a bigger vision, or by leading some other person, it will help you. And again, do not even say, okay, what do I know to lead? Whatever you think you have known, you'll be shocked that that thing you know, or that thing you think that everybody knows, that people don't even know that much. By the time you spoke up on what you think you know, you find out that the other person, they are learning from it, and you are already leading. So these are the things that can bring this change we are talking about. And another thing that can help us in establishing this change is what the kind of team you have. You find out that no man is an island. You work with a team. You have people that are accountable to you, and you are accountable to. It could be your friends, it could be your colleagues, it could be your family, but have people of accountability, so that people that can help you, that can remind you, that can consistently urge you to do this. When you have such people, it will help you again to do what? To maintain the change. Now, change is a process. It doesn't just happen like that. It's a process, and as you're building it, it might look like nothing is happening. As you're doing it, it might look like nobody is watching, but people are watching. At times when you put up a write-up, maybe you didn't even see any nobody liked it, nobody said anything, and then you meet somebody said, they start telling you what you wrote, meaning that they are reading you, they are watching you, and one day that person will remember that this person did this. So what am I saying? What I'm saying this evening, that for you to make change is planned. change is planned, especially the kind of change that is sustainable. It's not changed by a coincidence. It's not even changed by a chance or luck, because if those things, if they don't come again, you probably go back to where you used to be. But you have a sustained change, a change that you planned, a change that there is a program, a change that you're working towards it. You may not get there immediately, but as time goes on, you find out that you hit the point you were expected to get to, because it is planned, it is sustained. You have a program, there is something you're working with. And then, of course, change does not mean that you probably will make mistakes along the way, but it shouldn't stop you. You don't even, like I said before, you don't have to be completely perfect. You don't have to be, yes, you have to know, as you go, as you make those mistakes, you learn from your mistakes, and it's like a building blocks, like children. You build it, as you build it, and as you're going, you're learning on it, and you're doing what? You're building on it. So what I'm saying again is, mistake is allowed. That's why you need to learn from people. That's why you need to learn from other people. That's why you watch. If you see me at times, if I'm not doing anything, I just see some line program I made. I don't even have to know them, because if you desire knowledge, if you have the hunger for knowledge, you find out that you learn. Even from children you can learn. But because these are the little pieces that will do what? That will bring the whole change that you're looking for. And then another thing is, take others with you. Is important, especially where you are working, especially where you are, as you're gaining this change, as you're gaining this new knowledge. You do what? You carry people along. It's very key that you carry them along, because as you go with them, you begin to see these new changes in them and even in you. And as you desire it, you also see that change in you. Now, these are the different things or different ways that we can create change around us. These are the things that we can do to do what? To create change. Now we have, this is just the first phase of this training. We have our master class coming up, and we're going to be talking about, because remember, we are talking about change. And when you're talking about change, a lot of people are looking for what to do. A lot of people are looking for how to establish themselves. A lot of people are looking for new ways of establishing or running their businesses. That's why you should be open and begin to learn. What we are going to be talking about is how to ideas, how to create your ideas, and even how to turn your ideas to commercial value. We are going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at purpose. My book is coming out. That's what we're going to be launching. How to discover yourself and discover your purpose. You already have it. It's already done. We're going to be launching it. So if you're interested in this program, you'll be getting details of this program and the course outline of what we'll be doing for the whole 1 week. Please follow us and register for this program. It's something that will change your life. It's something that will give you insight and more clarity on your vision, on your purpose, on that's your goal, on how to achieve it, and on the things to do to achieve that goal. It will also help you to understand your personality, because again, we need to understand who you are and the kind of things you're doing, and it will help you to know the kind of business you will go into. Because these days, a lot of people will be advertising a lot of things, and sometimes people get confused. Should I go to this? Should I go to that? But if you understand yourself, because in the days we are coming in, remember, it's already said about 50% of the jobs of today, people will be losing their jobs. Why? Because there are going to be new ways. Job will not just be about what you want to do. New entrepreneurs will begin to emerge. And what is it? Of course, you know how it is. You have to discover if you're working in new area and is in the area of your purpose, see that you do better. Why? Because you will have the staying power. You'll be able to stay there even when no one is attracted to it. So jobs is already changed. It's no more about, of course, we can see that with our certificates are failing. Not that they are not good. You get your certificate. They are the basic requirements. But beyond certificates, you need your skills. You need the 2 skills. You need the mindset. You need the skill set. and all of these things to be able to do that which you want to do. So if you have discovered a line of business you want to do, you also need to understand clearly, have clarity, have insight, have understanding of how to go about those businesses. And so these are the things you are going to be doing in this course, and we're inviting you to register with us. It's going to be a 1-week program, and it's going to be full and highly impactful program. Once again, we are running therapies. We are in Center for Correction and Human Development. That is my organization. We work with the youths. We work with, especially right now, we are dealing with a lot of drug addicts and young people that have deviated. So we do therapies, we do coaching, we do counseling for them. And so this is an offshoot of our training, which we have been doing before. Now we are bringing it out now, so you can join us. You can register for this program. It's coming. There's so much you will learn, and if you register for the program, you're going to get our ebook. We have 2 ebooks coming up. You're going to get it. And this book, if you know my kind of person, I don't just rush out to do something. I give you quality. You will see the kind of the book we have, and you'll be glad. These are the things you're going to get for registering to be part of this program. So this evening, I thank you so much for joining us. I thank you so much, and I'm coming to the end of the lecture this morning. The what we are this evening, rather, or morning or evening, wherever you are. But what I'm telling you, what you need to know is that change is already with us. What have you done, or what are you doing to adjust to the change that is with us? Have you reappraised your job? Is your job retainable? In the next 3-5 years, will you still have that job? If you know you're not going to have that job, what are you doing now to keep your job? In which industry are you? In the next 5 years, are you still going to have that? If you won't have that job, then you need to do something now to make yourself sellable in that. And that is the change we are talking about. So this change will make you to look inwards, look at yourself. What am I doing? Where am I now? Where do I want to go? What skills do I have now? What skills do I need to move to where I want to go to? What's the product I'm having? Do they know about it? What do I need to do? What marketing or sales skill do I need to add to enable me push it to the next level? These are the different questions you ask yourself, and these things are the things that will help you to do what? To come and sign up for this program. Because as you're signing up for this program, it's going to give you a whole new insight on your vision and how to go about your vision. By next time I'm coming, I'm going to share with us a lot of testimonies. I knew when I wanted to start, I knew how it was, and I knew how God helped me. I'm going to share that testimony. There's so much I will talk about myself and how where God took me from and where He has taken me to. But what I'm saying is that change is something you need to recognize. Change has happened to us. COVID-19 is a huge change to us. How are you responding to it? How are you reacting to it? But that's not where we're going. What have you planned to make you to give you a sustainable change that you're looking for? That's the question I'm leaving with you. What is your plan to have a sustainable change? What is your plan? Because it has happened to us. As time goes on, so many things will be dying on its own naturally. Some jobs will just naturally die. Some careers will die. New ones will emerge. Have you assessed your own? Is it part of the dying industry, or is it part of the emerging industry? These are the things you have to look at. And if you can answer this question, it will help you to adjust. It will help you to replan and reprogram well. What we are talking about is a planned change. Look at yourself. Look at your industry. Look at your career. Look at your family. Look at everywhere. Are you part of a dying industry? Are you part of a dying career? What can you do to come into a new one? Thank you so much this evening for staying with me. Thank you.